Hi everybody, good morning.
Go here. Good morning. If there's anybody watching.
This is our second live stream.
That's right, yeah.
So we're just getting used to it at the moment. So
we had our mindfulness meditation session yesterday, so you can check that out as well on our channel. And this morning
we're going to be doing gratitude. So my name is Keelan and I'm the Mental Health and Wellbeing Director at Threshold Training Network.
And I'm Stephen and I'm the Training Coordinator here at Threshold Training Network.
So today we're going to do a brief exercise on gratitude. And back when you were running the gratitude, it was run at this time?
Yeah, it was run on a Tuesday morning at I think 9:45, so very early. And the famous thing that I'd always say, like, it is Tuesday morning at the end of the day, like, you know, you can think of what you're grateful for, which you guys I know thought was very funny. That it's Tuesday morning at the end of the day.
So if you're doing this live now, just to be gentle with yourself and acknowledge that it's the morning. We haven't had any caffeine yet this morning, so we haven't woke up yet. I forgot to bring the milk. So I will be grateful, and we will be grateful when we get a cup of tea.
Eventually.
So what we're going to run through is an exercise that Stephen would have done before, and it's just 3 things in the last week that you are grateful for. So you can do this pen to paper, or some people like to visualize, or some people just like to say it out to themselves. So whatever way you like to practice it, that's perfectly fine. When we're doing gratitude and we're practicing gratitude, really, and I know that this is something Stephen would have said before, is to get into the feeling of it. So when we write down the 3 things, just being aware of going through in our mind, kind of stepping back to that time and replaying the memory in your head can be very good. Just extending that feeling of kindness outwards or maybe towards yourself, depending on what you're grateful for. So we're going to start now just thinking of 3 things over the last week that we're grateful for. So it could be a person, it could be a lucky thing that happened, it could be something that you did that you felt proud of. And if you can't, think of 3. Even thinking of 2 or 1 is grand, but again, just infusing that feeling of gratitude. So if you need another minute, I was going to say pause the video, but sure it's live, so you can't.
Yeah.
But if you do need, or if you want to do this later, if something else will come up, you can just once the video is live, you can do it again and pause it.
Yeah. You can play this as many times as you like.
Get the views up. Oh wow, it's played 10 times.
So what way will we do this? Will we?
I don't mind.
Do you want to share one and then I'll share one and then you
Oh,
share
that's
one?
a good
Maybe
one
like that.
actually. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a nice one. I'll go first. So actually, funny enough, just when I was thinking about it there, just when the video started, I'm really grateful for tea and milk.
Yeah. It's always when it's gone. Like,
Yeah.
more.
Now that we didn't have it this morning because I forgot it, but I kind of almost took for granted that we always have milk here and that tea. I think yesterday I was doing rap training.
Yeah.
And one thing that came up in my wellness toolbox was tea. Just that it's so warm and nourishing and it's so nice.
Yeah.
And it's so accessible. But I actually, it reminded me when I was traveling around Asia a couple of years ago, there wasn't any kettles in the apartments because, it wouldn't have been, in Ireland, there's just kettles everywhere. But,
part of the kitchen.
Yeah, even certain hotels in Europe, if you go to them, they won't have a kettle.
Yeah.
So I'm just grateful for tea at the moment. It makes me so happy and I'm going to really enjoy tea after this.
You haven't spent this long of a morning without
Yeah, no, actually it's true. Because we were working from home and then when we were in here the first week we got that big thing of milk. So
yeah. Normally we get our milk delivered here.
Oh.
So it gets delivered weekly and that like on a Monday and a Wednesday. So you'll never have to worry about milk once we go. Thanks, Stephen. Let me see. Well, oh yeah, I am grateful for the phone call I had with my mum last night. My mum rang me just before she was about to go to bed, because I'm doing a lot of work in my house at the moment, and I'm painting and stuff like that in the afternoons. And normally I would go around to my mum and dad, maybe every second afternoon for a cup of tea, and I haven't had the chance. So my mum rang me last night, but we had such a laugh on the phone, like those belly hurting laughs, like where you're laughing like that, and it's kind of nice to have that, those moments when you have those kind of types of laughs and stuff like that. And just the phone call and our conversation remind me, or sometimes it helps me to see the how similar our personalities can be sometimes and how we can connect in a way like that. Like if other people were listening into the video call, they might not have found what we're talking about as funny or funny at all when we were in stitches. So I was grateful for that. That was a nice way to end the day.
I have a similar one to yours. Last week I went to a friend's and they made me dinner, which was a nice surprise. But it was just, I could tell she put a lot of effort into it, which I was really thankful for. It's like, oh, so nice. Because with lockdown and stuff, no one's really, because I haven't been out, I've just been cooking for myself. So it was actually nice, because I haven't got to a restaurant either month, so no one's cooked for me.
Like a restaurant.
Yeah, it did.
What was it?
It was actually quiche, because I was late, and I was actually supposed to have lunch. So I'm grateful that my friend, it turned into dinner. She's supposed to be at lunch, which was my bad. So I'm grateful that my friend wasn't angry at me for being late and didn't hold it against me. And I'm grateful she still made me the food. Yeah, that I know. No, she's pretty clear cut. If she was angry at me, I know. Well, I like to think so. I might text her after this.
Like a few comments.
I'm gonna link her to this afterwards and be like, see, I'm really grateful. Yeah. Sorry I was late. But yeah, really grateful for that. Just a nice gesture. It was sweet.
Yeah, that's lovely. It's really nice. Thank you. And my second one, let me see, which one will I go for next? I'm grateful for the workers in my home. So as I was kind of saying, I'm getting a little bit work done at home. But they look after Buddy. Like when I'm not there, they're really, really good with dogs. And it was just something I always worried about, like, kind of like with having people in your house when you're not there. And will they look after the dog? Will they let him, like, run out onto the road? Because Buddy, as you know, and we spoke about before, he's quite wild. He's wild and he's gentle. He's kind of like everything rolled into one. But it'd be very, like, possible that he would run out onto the road and stuff like that. And I kind of live on a busy-ish road. So just grateful that they look after him. And when the morning times, like, because they're there before, sometimes I get to downstairs and I can hear them, like, talking to him and talking to Buddy and things like that, like, and so it's lovely. And Buddy kind of looks forward to seeing them as well coming in the morning.
Oh, it's fantastic, because sometimes dogs, strangers coming to the house can be quite
anxiety
starting for them,
and they're barking and things, but no, Buddy's wagging his tail and he's delighted.
Fantastic.
They must be giving them treats when
Just see Buddy gaining a bit of weight there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's so nice to hear.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very important.
Yeah, my little fur baby.
Baby. He's so cute though. I met him once, Buddy, and I really wanted to pat him, but I couldn't because of social distancing.
I know, yeah.
I was working here, but I hadn't seen Stephen face to face because we were working from home. So I randomly was like from a mile away. I wasn't sure if it was Stephen, and then I saw the dog.
Did you recognise Buddy or me?
Yeah, I did recognise you, but I wasn't sure. But then once I saw Buddy, I was like, that's definitely, there's no way it's not Stephen. So it was just, it gave me the courage to say hi, because then I wasn't saying hi to someone who may not have been you. So
yeah, I know.
Very, very happy dog.
Yeah, I hope so.
I wonder if he misses the meditation videos now.
I know, yeah. I'd say he does. I'll have to play them. I'll have to play some of the YouTube ones for every now and then.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, strangely enough, my third one was similar to yours. So I got my eyebrows done yesterday, which was the nicest thing in the world. Actually, it just happened by surprise because I was leaving work and then I was thinking there's the salon down the road I used to go to a lot. Yeah, and I saw they were open, so I saw they had a slot. I was like, oh, great. But then just so grateful, like, everyone was really rushed in there. You could tell, I'd say it's just going to be mad now the next few weeks, whatever, getting their hair done. But just really grateful. And then obviously the square is open again. And it was so nice to see the square open because I go to the square all the time, but it's just been like nothing going on there for the last few months. So but just feeling really grateful for, when I went into Tesco's, there was someone there to help me getting my eyebrows done, getting on the bus the other day, on the bus for the first time, but actually just appreciating, there was a while where we were all working from home, so we were kind of safe in our own environments. But, a lot of people, the doctors, the nurses, everyone who works in Tesco's, there's been people who haven't had any time, and they've just been in it the whole time, even when the numbers were quite high for coronavirus. So just very grateful for those people putting themselves, essentially at risk.
And actually, it's funny that you were saying that because only yesterday as well, I was thinking like all the doctors, nurses, and people that kind of haven't had time off, particularly in the hospitals as well, that like we hear about COVID and stuff like that, like on the radios and the TV and everything like that, but they're hearing it like us at home and things, but it's also such a huge thing in their workplace as well, so like they're kind of getting double the exposure to it, which is it's difficult. So
just so grateful for them and kind of how that must feel, being that close to someone, because as a doctor, as a nurse, as a beautician, you're getting really up close to people all day long, like working 12-hour shifts, so. Grateful for the frontline workers and everyone who's been on the front line in any form for the last couple of months.
Yeah, that's lovely.
I'm grateful for whoever's working in Lidl today that's going to serve us our milk as well. There's so many ways.
We've a lot of tea and coffee to make up this morning.
So lots to be grateful for out there as the country opens.
Yeah, definitely.
And the postman women.
Yeah, and the cinemas are open.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, they opened yesterday, I think it was officially.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know how they're working it and that, like, but the cinema is a big part of my routine. Like,
Yeah.
not daily routine, but it's a big part of my kind of maybe like fortnightly routine. It's
Yeah,
every
that's
2
what we-
weeks.
yeah.
So my fortnightly routine, or even weekly, like sometimes, like depending on what's kind of out. And so I love the cinema. So
Is there anything you have in mind to see?
Well, it's hard to know because with the movies that were coming out, they were kind of all cancelled and they get rescheduled to new times. So I'm kind of not really too. I actually don't know what's kind of coming up. But what I was looking forward to, I think, before lockdown was Wonder Woman 2.
Oh yeah, I was looking forward to Flash actually. I know that
Yeah.
one when you said that. I knew that was any of the Marvel movies.
Yeah,
I
I
really
love
like
them.
they're great.
And DC, Wonder
Yeah.
Woman's DC, and it's set in the 80s as well,
Oh
which
wow!
makes it even better.
I need to see the first Wonder Woman. I can't believe I haven't seen it. Actually, that's what I'm going to do this weekend.
Brilliant. It's very empowering, particularly for women. I have two nieces, a 15-year-old and a 19-year-old, and I said to them that I said I'll go and see Wonder Woman 2, which because I didn't see. I seen actually Wonder Woman 1 in San Francisco. And it was an amazing experience because they were all screaming on at the movie screen, "Come on, Diana!" And they were really like, after getting into this energy and power, of Wonder Woman and things. So it was great. So I said I'll go and see Wonder Woman with my two nieces. Wonder Woman 2, because particularly for women, it's very empowering and things like that.
I know. I can't believe I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Well, we can catch up on Wonder Woman 1
at
a time.
At least I have something I know that will be out soon that I should see. So
Definitely.
It'll be really very interesting to see the experience in the cinema now. That should so much space.
I know. Yeah, they'll probably have gaps of maybe two or three seats, or a gap of 2 seats between each person. And see. And no sharing popcorn.
That could be a positive.
I'm sorry, I'm sure these Maltesers.
No evidence. So thank you for joining us today, and we will be going live again next Tuesday at 11. But take care, everyone, and have a great week. We are off to get our tea after all that tough tea.
I hope you guys as well put on the kettle. Have a nice cup of tea or coffee, and I hope you've had your breakfast or having your breakfast. So thanks everybody, and we'll see you again next Tuesday.
Next week. Oh, and next Monday, mindfulness as well.
Yeah, that's it.
And Thursday.
Thursday quiz. Yeah, we'll be back on here for Thursday quiz. So we'll see you then.
Have a good one. Take care.